I would say my connection came in when I walked through the doors of Earl's Court. That's where my connection came into who's an Israelite and what pertains to us. What makes us as women stronger? What makes us as women stronger? What makes us as women stronger? What makes us as women able to teach, to raise princes and kings and queens? What is it? There has to be some secret ingredients because we can't all be raised the same way and come out with the same great substance. We have to be connected to a God. We really do. And if we're connected to a God, what is it that, whoever that God is, what does he want us to do? Because we're all in the same home now.
Yeah, that's what the women, we really need to restore that.
It's true.
Those customs back into our community.
We do.
There's no errors in this book. Up to us to restore it. Rebuild the nation and restore who we are as a people.
I think sometimes when you say this to the brethren, it's like, oh, you guys, really? Sometimes we do our own thing. But I remember coming in, oh my gosh, elder, for us to even leave the house, we had to knock, leave the food and run. You can't, it's your culture, it's all from back home, so how come we weren't taught this? I mean, if you look at even Jesus himself, who this world believes, I mean, it's his birthday around now, everything pertains to him, but he was circumcised.
There's a better way. The whole issue of racism, for example, is a lie in the sense that there is no race. So if you are against someone because they have what you don't have, then why not get to know that person and ask them to share? Share with you. Yes, there may be certain standards and conditions that you have to meet, but so what? Isn't it worth it?
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rekha HaKwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders, the bishops of Great Millstone. Also, shalom to the other elders, right, and the other Akim, right, labor and sincerity. Okay, I want to go in this video with the sisters. Also, shalom to you few sisters who have understanding. But the sisters, the beautiful sisters, right, that's what this is. And the thirsty Jake that thirst in the background. I'm gonna get some comments. I mean, this is like another outrageous video, right? And all through the video, I couldn't stomach much of this stuff, but the importance of a woman, the importance of a woman. The scripture says, "The flock of my pastor are men," right? Isaiah 13th chapter, I believe, said the Lord said, "I will make man more precious than fine gold." And how he doing that? But by making you of a Jake effeminate, weak. This is unbelievable. I mean, the truth is set up. It's not enough men out there teaching this truth or something. They're supposedly teaching the woman, but somehow they said it. Jake would always find some form of an excuse and make a platform for the woman. Right? They'll always do that. Nothing wrong with beautiful Israelite sisters, but somehow the need to doll up, throw on special matching garments, and sit up there on the table, right? Open the Bible and read. What more can you read? What more can you teach a woman? The book of Titus tells you that's all you have to read. There's different scriptures in the Bible, and don't say that we're a hate group. That GMS is just haters. Every time we start correcting people, we become haters. The scriptures tell the woman to be sober, to be a good wife unto her husband. That's all you need to do. Follow your husband. All the extra though, man. All the extra. Let's read a couple of comments. You gotta see this. You Hebrew Israelite women are the most beautiful women Yah has put on the planet. I love seeing our sisters plain and still looking gorgeous. Shalom, sisters. You know the men don't even get this much attention. This video got like 78,000 views, man. And the truth is out there, And the men that's speaking the truth don't even get that many views. And they're not hater of views. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Leave it to the woman. This is Babylon. A lot of these scriptures that was talking about, going in Jeremiah, was talking about with Babylon, it's going to be to a lot of you jakes who woke up to the truth. You're going to still worship that Queen of Heaven spirit. You did it before, you're going to do it again. These ladies have an interesting glow around them. I love when women teach in biblical perspective. Come on now. Whatever perspective that they need to teach. They love the biblical perspective. Like the men ain't been teaching the biblical perspective. With this feminism that's been going on in our societies, on television, it's disgusting to me. Everything you see is about uplifting of the woman. Everything. And it doesn't stop in the Israelite truth. Well, we don't have that at Great Millstone. A woman that's an Israelite woman and that follows Great Millstone, you will not see that, man. Woman sitting up on a podium. And no other Israelite group will step up and do video on this, man. Son of Judah, women are the first teachers, and they taught you too. Like what? They're nurturers. They breastfeed. If it's a young girl, you teach them how to be the young ladies, as the scripture says. Young men, boys turn into men, and they are raised by the fathers, supposedly. So if you're coming back into the heritage, what the hell are you talking about? Israelite women can teach men and women. Come on, man. Come on. The first to the child. No, first of all, when you're dealing with an infant, the mother don't really have to teach an infant anything. The infant already knows to go to the breast and suck the milk. That's not even taught. That's natural. That's what the Most High put in women and infants. They're already naturally taught that. Just like an animal, just like a dog who has puppies, or a cat who has a litter, or any animal that has a litter of children, of infants. What do? They already know what to do because it's naturally instinctively in them. They already know what to do. Okay? Somebody said, what about the men who watch and don't know? It's acceptable if that man were their husband at home. The scripture says the unbelieving husband, this is how they try to throw it all together. A man's supposed to be, all these Israelite groups that's out there, and you're going to tell me you done found one woman channel to go to watch the video. Thirsty Jake. Jake is like thirsty travelers, man. Teacher and sister, they're not teaching men. The vid said the role of the Israelite woman, APTTMH, the acronym. But that's why I showed the clip with the young men sitting in the audience. Yes, they were teaching men. Those were young men. Those weren't boys. Okay? They're past the age. They're those with so-called teenagers of this world. And these women are sitting, all these men out here teaching the truth, and you got to sit there up under your mother and learn the truth? This is crazy. To those that say women need to shut up or women can't teach, tell your mama that. See, that's what I just went into. These Akim, they're supposed to be Akwath, are not out of order. They are teaching women, as the scripture says. Then why the hell you here? You got men on here saying that they're not out of order, but they're on here to learn. I come on here to show you that they are out of order, because I came into the so-called church. This is crazy. They give more praises to women than they are to men out there on the hedges teaching. We seen Zabak and his masterful melee out there on the hedges when he was doing all these debates back in the day. Even, let me say, our apostles and teachers, when we go back in the day, we see all the debates and the arguing, and they was doing hard work, laboring out there. These women sitting behind the desk, and all of a sudden they get up damn near 80,000 views. Because you know why? You jakes are thirsty, man. You thirsty Jake. You can't help yourself, man. You can't do nothing but see the Queen of Heaven rise, man. Now, true, these women, if they believe in the truth, that's fine. That's all right. They have head coverings. The head coverings is to be adorn themselves in modest apparel for their husbands. I'm not going to get all the scriptures on it, but there's several scriptures on it. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man. So there should be their husbands up there sitting there teaching. Right? If they know the truth, obviously they learn from their husbands. And if they don't, they're in the school of Israelite nation or whatever. Why isn't this man sitting up there teaching? But you see this bald-headed Jake who's up in that school, who's for everybody making it. I'm not sure, but that's what it looks like that he's pushing. 1 Corinthians 14:34, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. You know, every time us men, we're in Babylon, but every time us men stumble onto something and do something that's separate from them, they have that problem and they have the need to do it too. But then they'll get a gym called Curves for women, or they'll get an Israelite school for women, and then men aren't allowed to be in there. That kind of madness. But they'll get things for them that lifts them up and build them up. You're going to tell me this society isn't meant for them, man, and then you bringing this into the truth. Where's that in the scriptures, man? 3 women sitting up on a podium on YouTube teaching the whole world and act like they teaching women, but yet they're sitting up there talking about men. Where's that? Yeah, you can teach women. It says to teach a woman, but those are your daughters, young ladies. That's crazy, man. You just want to have the faith and the spirit as a woman to come and get the knowledge from men. We have sisters that follow us. They don't need to take the word and then go sit up there and get on a video and get that camera, because women, you know how they are. That's vanity. That's vanity. They got to have the camera and the view. That comes from when you're a child. The little girls, they taking pictures. You see them up here on this podium, man. They got to be in the best look. The Most High's not dealing with that. I see IUIC, he got their women, they all up in there. They not up on the podium at least teaching, but they go to these events. They got all this makeup on, the eyeshadow. They all looking and twinging their eyes. That's crazy. Let your woman keep silence in the churches. They are not permitted to speak, but to be under submission, as also saith the law. Right? They're not permitted to speak. Be under submission. You know what? Let's look up this word submission. I mean, sub means low. I do know that. But let's look up this word submission. Because sometimes we got to go into the word. I want to see what this is. I looked it up before. Actually, it comes from the word submit. Okay, let me see. It goes to the word. It goes to the word submit, which means to yield to governance or authority, to subject to condition, treatment, or operation. Right. So that's what the word. That's what the word submit means. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to touch on that. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let me go on here. May Yah wake up more sisters like you for the Israelite men who are in the truth. Well, the Most High is using men to wake up the sisters, other men and sisters. It's always the men first. That's what it's supposed to be. Oh man, this is crazy. You lost me at we come from a nation of kings and queens. Okay. It's a righteous thing we teach in the truth, and not philosophies of men. See that? See that? That's what happens. And that's what you Jakes get. You let these women up in there like that. These are all women making excuses to why it's okay for women to get up there and teach. Somebody said, I am suspicious of men who love to talk about women's roles. Like Christ said, worry about yourself. I mean, come on, man. I mean, all these comments are feminist Israelite comments. right? That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me get one more. And what's crazy is that there are already men on here, right? And if they were all teaching women, how come all these men are leaving comments? And some feminist women. They wouldn't come up to us with that, man. You know? They wouldn't come up with that with us, man. That's crazy. I think it was one guy on here who was like against it and said that they have no business up there teaching. I think it was like one person. And that's the crazy thing, man. Who allowed this? All right, let me get this last comment. Do you see the problem with men ruling? See, now they're going totally against the scriptures, because men are supposed to rule. Where in the Bible is a woman ruling and a woman is supposed to rule? Look how immature and childish they are about any good, just demanding everything and earning nothing. That's crazy. This is crazy. And this is a lot of you Jakes, you thirsty Jake who subscribe to this, man. You know, what else can we say? 2 Timothy 2:11. Let your woman learn in silence with all subjection. Right? In the other translation, pretty much the same. Learn quietly with all submissiveness. Quietly. Quiet. Quiet. Okay? Let me go into that word, quiet. Learn quietly. Let's go here. What does it mean to be quiet? Now you can go to the book of Titus. It says that women should be chaste, which goes to quietness, free from noise, right? Okay, tending to speak very little, marked by little or no motion or activity, right? Enjoyed in peace and relaxation. You women are really set up to be a helpmeet and a pleasure to your man. So there's got to be something wrong here in this picture, and I'm just call it out. Any man that has a wife like this, and he understands what it is to be an Israelite man, and she understands what it is, what he needs to do is make sure things are taken care of at home, so she won't have all this energy to get up and walk around and sit there behind a podium to speak on men's matters. Why is she home? Or at work, or whatever she has to do. But these women just have too much going on, man. What are you Jakes doing, man? What's going on? That's all I have on that. Shalom.